Hey YouTube, Blueprint here. Sorry about not posting a lot lately. I've been super swamped lately with trying to get a lot of stuff done, a lot of personal things, so I just haven't been able to post as much. And so fortunately, I was able to get a lot of those things done. And so I'm gonna be able to post a lot more frequently now. Today's video is pretty simple. I just wanna show you guys what my ab routine looks like. Now that I'm in the middle of my cut, I'm training my abs daily. During my bulk, I didn't really care to train my abs. It just wasn't really as important to me because no matter how much you train your abs during your bulk, they're gonna go away. My current opinion on ab training now is that you should always just prioritize training your abs even through a bulk, just because if you do what I did, you come back to it and you start cutting and you still have to grow your abs, right? And if you don't train them consistently throughout that time during your bulk, they will shrink. So it's nice when you start cutting if you are consistently training your abs during a bulk, because once you start the cut, they'll just show a lot better and a lot quicker. Whereas right now, because I kind of neglected training them for so long now, they just don't show as well, and it's going to take me a handful of months before they get back to where they originally were. Which is fine, I know I can do it, but that's kind of the case with that. So with that being said, I just want to show you guys my ab routine. It's super simple. The way I train my abs is very similar to how I'm going to train any other muscle. What I mean by that is your abs have sections to them, right? And depending on how many abs you were born with genetically, you train each one of those sections, just like how your bicep has 2 parts to it, or your chest might have 3 parts to it, and you have to train all 3 parts. I do that with all my muscle groups, and the abdominals are no different. So in this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys my routine. Sometimes I'll swap workouts during an exercise. In this video I made for you guys, it's just going to show a lot of different variations of exercises you can do to work out a certain section of your abs, and I'll explain what I'm doing in the video so you guys understand what I'm targeting and what I'm doing. But when you guys train abs based upon this routine that you're going to see here, it doesn't have to be as different and varying in different exercises as much as I do in this one. The whole premise of when you're training your abs is just like any muscle group. Like I said, you just need to train and isolate and target those sections within your abs. So the upper region, the mid region, and then the lower region. Apart from that, if I were to explain to you guys further on how to train your abs better, I would say this: your abs are a smaller muscle, and therefore they don't need as much recovery time. So if I were to give an example, your legs, for example, are a bigger muscle. Your quads are a bigger muscle. Your glutes are a bigger muscle. And so when you train those with a big exercise, those specific muscle groups are going to take longer to recover than the smaller ones. And your abs, your core, being a smaller muscle group, individually, they're small muscles, they're going to be able to recover a lot quicker. Therefore, I like to train my abs 6 out of 7 days a week. I might have mentioned that in my fitness routine video, but I didn't post anything about my ab training. And so this is just a separate video just to show you guys that. But just so you understand the time of it, 6 out of 7 days, I have 1 rest day. Personally, it's just Sunday for me. You can do whatever day you want. Sometimes I do work out on Sunday and then I'll just use it on another day, but that's just how it is right now. With that being said, let's just get right into the video. I just want to show you guys my ab routine so you guys can see what it actually looks like. And just know that I'm no stranger to having abs. I've shown pictures of my fitness routine of me back in the day when I had an 8-pack. As you can see right here on the screen, this is a picture of me a while back when I did have an 8-pack as well. I'm working my way back to that right now after a 4.5-year bulk or a 5-year bulk. So it's just a work in progress, but typically I estimate for abs, it usually takes about 6 to 7 months before you start seeing an actual 6-pack. And then it'll take about 8 to 9 months to see an 8-pack forming. And then once you hit that, I'd say 9 to 12 month range, depending on how well you've been training and how hard you've been pushing for that and dieting, you could probably see a pretty well defined 6 or 8-pack depending on your ab insertions. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. I just want to show you guys what I do here. All right, so starting out right here, I like to start with ab rollers. This is my second favorite ab workout you could possibly do. I think it's honestly, this is probably one of the most effective ab workouts you can do for your core. I'd probably put it second on my list. The first ab workout I'll just tell you while I'm doing these ab rolls is hanging leg lifts. So that's when you have a bar above you, or like pull-up bar or something that you're hanging from, and then you just raise your legs to a horizontal angle. You're kind of putting your body at a 90. And that's my first favorite. I think that's probably the most effective ab workout you can possibly do. So after I finish my ab rolls, I'm trying to target the obliques. I want to work that side part of my abs, of my core, and then I'm also trying to shape the V line too. And so I make sure to go right and left. That way I'm working center with the ab roller and left and right of my core. And this is a really solid exercise. If you're just starting out, I don't know if I would immediately start out with this. And if you do decide to use an ab roller, just starting out to train your abs, what I would recommend is just doing a very small amount of reps, because you don't want to tear your abs too bad to where you just can't work them out for the next 4 to 5 days, which could potentially happen. You know, if it's been a while since you've trained your abs, your body's probably not going to be used to it. But you know, if you feel like you can handle it, by all means, just go straight into the ab roller and be careful as you do it, right? Just don't push yourself too much, because you could injure yourself. But this is an incredible exercise to do, working the core. Ab rolls are right now, the reason why I'm doing this is because when I do those straightforward ab rolls, it's really focused on the lower half of my core. And that's always the part that carries the most fat on your stomach. And so that's why I'm really trying to prioritize doing these ab rolls, so I can really get a really good looking lower section to my abs. Right now I'm taking a break. You guys probably don't notice, but I'm going into these exercises pretty quick. My breaks aren't super long. Like if I do a big set for chest or legs, squats, deadlifts, I'm taking anywhere from a 2 to 3 minute break in between there with heavy weight, just because it's so much, sometimes even 5 minutes. With abs, I'm taking anywhere from like a 30-second to a 1.5 minute break, because I'm trying to really focus on that hypertrophy, that burning of the muscle, to make sure that I'm exercising it in a very fast pace, because your abs are a smaller muscle, and like I said, they do recover quick. So right now, what I'm doing is trying to prioritize the upper to mid region of my abdominal core. And so that's why I'm doing these close crunchies. Our key takeaway for this, depending on where you position your legs, will work a certain part of your abs. So I don't know if you guys can notice, but my legs are really close to my chest, my stomach. So I'm almost like I'm tucking my knees in. That's because the more that they're tucked in, the more it's going to be able to isolate that upper region of your abdominals, which is what I'm going for. And this is a super easy exercise you can do. Crunchies are a staple, and they're a great beginner exercise if you want to work out those upper abs to mid abs. You can do other variations, which you'll see in the future, but right now I'm just taking a break. You can obviously see I'm completely exhausted and gassed. But it's kind of funny to see this. People look at people when they train their abs and it looks miserable. I actually really enjoy it. Some people hate it. I actually do enjoy training my abs, but it really is exhausting, and you look so tired doing it. Right now, because and so that was a full set. So I do 3 supersets, right, of ab training. And so right now I'm on my second set doing leg lifts. Basically, that first superset was me training my lower to mid core, my left and right oblique and V line, and then doing those crunchies, those close crunchies, those tucked in crunchies to work out that upper mid region. And now I'm on my second set. Because I've done ab rollers in the past, my stomach is still recovering from that, so I'm not trying to really tear it. Also, I want to show you guys other variations that you can do if you don't have an ab roller machine. And so that's why I'm doing leg lifts. Leg lifts are a great exercise just to be able to work that lower region of your abdominal, lower to mid. And if you have that pull-up bar or something to hang from, that's even better if you want to work out that lower to mid region. Even those hanging ones, those hanging leg lifts will honestly work out your entire core. They're incredible. So right now, I just worked out my lower core. This is my second superset. And so I just worked out my lower core. I'm doing my upper core right now. That's another variation. They're called toe touches. So you lay on your back and you almost are trying to create an A with your arms and your legs. And I couldn't even do a lot. I think I did like 10. My core is already gassed right now, but obviously I still got to keep going. But yeah, so I just did those toe touches. I'm back into another break real quick. You can tell I'm super gassed. I don't think I got like a ton of sleep the night before this too, so I'm probably pretty exhausted at this point. But as you know, the party never stops. Got to keep grinding. But yeah, so I do 3 supersets. Like I said, I'm just trying to focus on the upper, mid, and lower region, and the left and right of the core for the obliques and the V line. Right now this is another variation, whereas I was doing on the first superset ab rollers out to the left and right to work my obliques on the side of my core. I want to show you guys another variation where I'm just doing, you can call them side swipes, you can call them, some people call them ab swivels, some people call them, I don't even know what you can call them, you can call them whatever you want, but basically I'm just shifting my legs left and right so that I can work those abs on the left and right areas, the obliques, the V line. And this will still work other parts of your core too. You can feel it in your lower core because your legs technically are hanging, but it's really going to isolate and target the left and right obliques. And so that's the completion of my second superset. And this is a really quick exercise. It's super exhausting, but it's a lot quicker compared to other muscles you're going to be working out. You know, if you're pretty quick with your ab training, even a really good ab training like this, a really simple but effective ab training like this can be done in 10 to 15 minutes if you're decently quick. And if you take your time, maybe 20 to 25. So it really doesn't take very long to train your core. But yeah, right now I'm just resting, getting ready for my third superset. And like I said, guys, this is 6 out of 7 days a week. So you get 1 rest day. And if you want the most effective exercise training routine, this is how you got to do it. You got to make sure you're isolating and selecting and training every area and section of your core, as well as training that much and that frequently throughout the week. So now we're right back into it. Leg lifts, good staple workout. If you have another variation you could do, like hanging leg lifts, totally fine as well. Or if you just want to go back to the ab rolls, you can totally do that. You can even do flutter kicks. That'll kind of work your core, the lower core too. And there's so many different exercises you can do to train your core, but this is just a really solid one that's always been consistent, and I always change it up every once in a while just so I can shock the muscle and just make sure that my body doesn't get used to it. I can definitely feel it in my core. You can definitely tell that I'm feeling it, and I'm just ready for this to be over. I'm on my second exercise for my third superset right now. I'm just grabbing some water so I can just rest up, catch my breath. And that was probably only like a minute and I think like 1 minute and 5 second break. And I'm right back into it. I'm doing planks. So planks are going to be a good exercise that focus on majority of your core actually. I would say that you're going to feel it the most in your upper to mid region though. And it also depends on like how low your butt is. Right now I'm just trying to focus on that upper to mid region with it. And so I'm kind of just keeping it at that isolated on that part. And that was just a straightforward plank, you know, a narrow plank, if you will. And then immediately right back into it. I'm working the obliques again, the side of my core. And I got to make sure I do both sides. So I'm doing what's called side planks right now. And honestly, just start this. If you want to do planks, by all means do it. It's a great exercise. This is actually what I started with because it's one of those simple ones that anybody can do. It's not super, super difficult. And you can also start at your own pace, right? Like I think originally I started with only doing like 15 to 20 to 25 seconds. But now what I do is typically around 30 to 60 seconds. So you just kind of work your way up, and that's just the trick with your abs. You get, just like any muscle, you get stronger and stronger, and you can just work it even more and more. And so now I'm just working the right side of my obliques and that V line, and you can definitely feel it here. And as you can tell, I'm just ready for this to be over. I'm just hanging onto the bed for stability. And you can tell I'm about to crap out. Yep, there it is. And that's it. But anyways, thanks YouTube for watching the ab routine. It's a pretty quick video, but I just wanted to show you guys what that looks like, just so you guys could see. I missed it in my last fitness routine video. I didn't really post anything for my abs, but Everybody wants that killer 6-pack or 8-pack, and so I just wanted to show you guys how to obtain that. And this works. I've done it twice now where I've been overweight or been skinny fat and was able to achieve a 6 to 8-pack within 6 to 9 months. And so it definitely works. Do this routine, and the key point of this is consistency. Like I mentioned in past videos, if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. And your consistency is just as important in the gym as it is in the kitchen. So you got to make sure you're doing both. You can't flop on either one. They're both extremely important. And honestly, if you were dieting and cutting, you could probably start seeing a 6-pack or some form of abs just from cutting and doing a small amount of training. Just because abs are one of the first muscles just to start burning and losing fat as well, right? The stomach area, you're going to start being able to lose a ton of fat there just from eating a lot less and working out moderately. Obviously, I'm going for the best possible look, so that's why I'm training as intensely as I am, which I recommend to anybody. Just if you want the best results, this is what you got to do. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. It's pretty quick and simple, but I hope you guys get something out of it and are able to start getting those 6-packs that you want. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks, YouTube.